Good afternoon. As a preliminary matter, this is Patrick Pitney, Chair.
Loud.
Am I on?
I heard you.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay. Please permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Kristen Lass,
Present.
Keith Baldinger,
Present.
Mo DiPaolo,
Present.
Kevin Anderson,
Present.
Joe Morrow,
Present.
John Ambra.
John cannot make it today.
Okay, very good. Donna O'Connor
Here.
and Justine Snyder.
Present.
Staff and consultants, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Alexandria Martinez,
Present.
Neil Joyce,
Present.
Matt Salad,
Present.
Brian DePasquale.
Present.
Good afternoon. This open meeting of the Police Station Building Committee is being conducted remotely consistent with Senate Bill 2475, signed into law by Governor Baker on June 16, 2021. This meeting of the Police Station Building Committee will be conducted via remote participation to the greatest extent possible. The legislation allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. For this meeting, the Police Station Building Committee is convening by Google Meet as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. Please be sure to press *6 to mute your device. The meeting will not feature public comment. Please wait until I open the item for public comment, then press *6 to unmute your device. Finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by a roll call vote. So we have a quorum and this meeting is called to order. First on the agenda, we have the minutes from December 20, 2021. Any questions or comments?
Move we approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of December 20, 2021. When I call your name, please vote. Kristen,
Yes.
Keith,
Yes.
Mo,
Yes.
Chief,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Donna,
Yes.
Justine,
Yes.
myself, aye. Minutes are accepted by an 8-0 vote. Next, we have some bills to pay. So we have item number 3, we have Fontaine Brothers, $1,959,391. Allied Testing Laboratories, $2,730. Construction Monitoring Services, $50,000. Hunt's Photo and Video Invoice, $199.89. And Tecton Architects, $51,951.25 for a grand total of $2,063,272.14. Any questions, comments, concerns, any of the above?
Do you want a motion, Pat?
I would love a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to act and pay the bills and schedules as I described them. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Kristen?
Aye.
Aye.
Keith?
Aye.
Mo?
Aye.
Kevin?
Aye.
Joe?
Aye.
Donna?
Aye.
Justine?
Aye.
And myself, aye. Again, accepted 8-0. All right, thank you, everybody. And now we will hear our regular monthly reports. First, we have Neil Joyce, our Owner's Project Manager from Construction Monitoring Services. How are you, Neil?
Thank you, Pat. Very well, thank you. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good, thanks. All right. I'd like to, first of all, just compliment Fontaine for having a very productive month. As you can see, our monthly billing was up quite a bit from last month. The majority of that billing is represented by the steel erector and his work on site, as well as the continuing operations of the mason the electrician, and the plumber with all the underground piping. Weather was with us, and certainly the guys from Fontaine made the best of what was a very good weather month. In terms of buyout and additional work, you should have received in your package the latest procurement status report. We did execute 5 additional letters of recommendation for various subtrades. Those were identified in the green highlighting and had very favorable results, with those resulting in approximately an additional $225,000. I'm sorry. They acted to increase our savings on buyouts to $225,926. So very good work by Fontaine. And those packages, generally speaking, were for the metal wall panels at the roof level, the metal lockers and the mobile storage units, landscaping, Division 10, which is specialties work, as well as the resinous flooring and fireproofing. We are anticipating the beginning of concrete flat work with the pouring of the second floor slab in the main building in the coming week or so. And we will expect the mason and the electrician to continue with their operations. One other item, last month, I know we voted and approved an invoice for Selco. And since then, they have procured the transformer. It has arrived on the site. They're in the process of pulling in the primary cabling. So we will have the permanent power service installed at the site, hopefully in the coming weeks. So things are progressing very nicely.
Okay, thanks, Neil. Any questions for Neil? Quiet crowd. Everybody went shy since we went back to virtual. Neil, I don't know if on that procurement statement, I had trouble seeing it on my computer and it didn't print out well. Is there any way you can pull that up and just go through the specifics of that?
Neil, I have a copy open.
Ryan, is it easier for you to do it?
Yeah, I have a copy open. I'll show
All
you
right.
right now.
I'll defer to Ryan, Pat.
Okay, thank you.
Can you see my screen? Oh, it's going now.
Yep.
So going down the list, we had tightline construction with the metal panels,
Yep.
Coludus with the fireproofing and resinous floors. Bright Visual Products is going to be doing our Division 10 specialties, acoustic panels and window shades for us. And then MTJ Landscaping is going to be doing the landscaping work for us. So all in all, that gives us a buyout savings total of $926, which about doubles our buyout savings. It was approximately 110 previously, so we're at 225 now.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Yep.
Anybody else have anything? Thanks, Ryan. That's helpful. No, very good. All right, thanks, Neil.
You're
All right,
welcome,
next
Pat.
up, we have Matt Salad from Tecton Architects. Matt, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I'll share my screen. Just have a few slides today. Nothing unexpected. So just continuing on with the construction project updates. So obviously we had the topping off ceremony last week on the 5th. It was a nicely attended ceremony. It was really well done. Congratulations on everybody. This is a bigger milestone. This is one of the major milestones for the project. So the end of structural steel is a great point to be in the construction process, as well as where we are with the budget. So I think we're in really great shape getting to this point as well as moving forward. So with that, structural steel is essentially complete. There's just some minor detailing, I think, and a couple of inspections yet to do, and just finishing up the metal decking, which is going on currently. As you saw it last week, the metal deck was installed over the second floor, and then there'll be some roof decking that just needs to be completed up. Structural masonry is nearing its completion as well. I believe the only thing they have left to complete for that is the stair towers. So those are in really good shape. And then, as Neil had pointed out, slab on deck will be following next week. And then shortly after that, the slab on grade will be completed as well. And running concurrently and just behind that is going to be the light gauge metal framing. So you'll start to see the bones sort of fill into the skeleton over the next few weeks, and it'll start to really take shape as a building. And then once those pieces are complete, the finishes will start to go on. So insulation, exterior cladding, waterproofing, and the like. So this will be getting closed in pretty soon. Just as a quick note on the construction progress. So just over 5.8, just under $5.8 million so far. The construction contract has been completed as of the end of December, and that represents about 20% of the construction. So we're about 1/5 of the way from the building completion. The overall construction project, not just the building itself. Still tracking no delays to the schedule. Again, we've had really good weather, so that's been really helpful and beneficial to getting the project moving forward and keeping it on track. We also have no change orders to present this month. Last month we had change order 1, and we don't have another one to present to the committee this month. And then just as an anecdote, just so a little bit of what we've been doing behind the scenes. So we're just over 350 submittals and shop drawings that have been completed to date, and 68 RFIs have been reviewed and processed to date as well. So there's not a whole lot that are out there and outstanding at the moment, but we've been pretty diligent about making sure these are getting processed and closed out. So there's been a lot of work behind the scenes to keep the construction moving forward. Just a quick walkthrough through some of the progress so far. This is as it was just last week, right after the topping off ceremony. And this is the front of the building. Again, structural steel mostly completed. The elevated deck is installed and being prepped for concrete. So over the next week or so, most of the trades will be making their penetrations in that and blocking that out so that the slab pours can begin. Some of the things you're seeing here, the steel that's hanging off, this is some of the precast supports. So we had some precast detailing around some of the larger windows, and these are the shelves that'll be carrying some of that material around. And then the light gauge metal framing, as the infilling of the structural steel occurs, they'll also be doing the light gauge roof trusses as well, and that'll start to fill in the roof structure above. Taking a walk inside the building, we've showed this area a few times in the updates, and again, this is the dispatch area, one of the more heavily detailed and coordinated portions of the building, and you can see by the amount of pipe that's poking through where the slab is going to be that there's quite a lot of conduit data and power that'll be going into this area. So it's one of the more heavily coordinated portions of the building. And then you'll notice the foundation walls that are running inside the building here, and that's because we have that depressed slab in the dispatch area, so we can have that raised access flooring. So that's why you're seeing this sort of drop in the foundation here. Just looking off to the right, this will be infilled with walls eventually, but this is essentially where the evidence storage area is going to be. Again, communications equipment and dispatch here. This is the edge of the elevator pit, and then just beyond that is the stair that goes out to the north portion of the site where the plaza is going to be in the training room. But this area here is the evidence storage and receiving area, and then there's a small electrical closet here as well. This is a view of the lockers, and you can see this is the roof deck is being installed over these right now. So steel beams and then the roof deck going on over that, and then the insulation and roofing layers will be built up over top of that in the coming months. But you can see all the plumbing rough-ins for showers, toilets, things like that are installed and ready to go. This is just an interesting detail that you'll only get to see at this point in construction, but this is the detention area here. And this is actually the edge of the second floor portion of the building that's just poking out here. So this will eventually be all covered up, but it's an interesting detail. And this is the Sally port. So garage doors off to the left here. This is one of the major girders for the building, and you can see some of the pre-work that had to go on for the steel to make sure conduits and penetrations were coordinated and addressed properly through that. So the back wall here is where we have a small radio communications network room that's going to be taking the cabling from the tower and bringing it into the building. It's big coax cable, so we'll land that as soon as it comes in the building, and then that'll transfer back through these penetrations as Cat 6 cabling, and that'll head down to the comm equipment room. And that's how a number of the radio communications will be coming into the building. On the other side of the building, in the other garage, we have a number of our utilities entering there as well. And so this is the rough-in of those utilities being coordinated here. So we've got our water service coming into the water room. So this is where the fire protection system will get tied in the building. Water will be tied in as well. And then back here is where our main electrical service room is as well as the emergency electric room. So this is where the primary service is landing in the building, as well as the emergency generator service will be tied in here as well. And then on the upper floor, this is on the second floor, looking about where the locker rooms are going to be, looking towards administration and dispatch off to the left. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm actually backwards. This is looking from the administration off towards where the lockers are going to be. You can see the second story, or the 1.5 story masonry construction in the back here. That's the fitness area. That's where the fitness area pops up, and we have the clear story windows that go around the perimeter. And then this is the structural framing for the cupola that'll be over the detectives bureau. That's it for an update on the construction, and then just real briefly, just an update on the ball fields and Egress Drive. So as we had noted at the last committee meeting, a group of us were going to meet on site after the topping off ceremony just to take a look at some of the existing conditions over where the exit drive is going to be. In particular, we wanted to look at, there's an existing fence line that runs through here, and an old chain link and barbed wire fence. And then we just wanted to sort of get a sense, of everyone looking at it, where a lot of these pieces and parts are going to be located. And what we ultimately landed on was maintaining, again, the drive coming out and staying as far back to the property line as it can, while also maintaining the 100-foot wetland buffer that we have off the back of the property. And then also bringing in some additional parking off to the back of the site here, just to help offset the parking congestion that they have during the summer and spring when soccer season's in full swing here. So this is approximately where we would suggest that parking area, and we would suggest that that's also a gravel parking lot with a couple of paved spaces just for handicap parking. Again, just to mitigate any impacts on stormwater for this piece of the site. A couple of things we did discuss with this is one, adding a 4-foot high fence between what will become the parking area and the ball fields to the south, just to help prevent some soccer balls being kicked over and hitting any of the cars or anything like that, just to give a little separation and protection there. And then we would have some form of protection or separation between the parking area and the exit drive. We would be showing some emergency vehicle access signage at the entrance, just to visually separate that from the public. But we'd also have some sort of a gate or a chain or something like that that would go along the entrance to this drive, just to make sure that nobody from the public is going to accidentally drive down this drive aisle and park on the side of it. And then we're gonna propose a number of different options for actual physical separations so that somebody from this parking area doesn't drive around and start to utilize some of this area and block the exit drive, whether that's a guardrail or if we're going to use some of the excess spoils that we have from the grading of the actual project site in creating some sort of a berm between the parking area and the drive itself. But essentially what we did is we all met on site and talked about this. Now the civil engineer is taking that information back, working with his landscape architect and coming up with a few sketches and proposed options. We'll then present that through the working group, and Angela will also be able to take that back to the Parks and Cemetery Commission to get their input on it. And then ultimately we'll bring the ultimate recommendation of what we suggest and what those groups have determined is the appropriate solution with a cost, and we'll bring that to the committee possibly in a month or two once we're able to get all that information and package it together for you all. And that's all I have tonight. Any questions or thoughts?
Okay, thanks, Matt. I had one question on the concrete pour. We're entering colder weather now. What effect does weather have on pouring those slabs on grade and on the second level?
So it does have an impact on that. And there's cold weather concrete procedures outlined in the specifications, as well as Fontaine Brothers have submitted their proposed cold weather concrete procedures for approval. They've been reviewed by us internally as well as the town and have been accepted. Ryan, I don't know if you want to go over those procedures.
Yeah, so generally the key to success when pouring slabs or any concrete in cold temperatures is making sure that your concrete doesn't freeze in the initial curing period. So to do that with the elevated slabs, we're going to be utilizing propane pot heaters, as well as tenting in the ground floor of that 2-story area. So if you drive by the site in the next couple of days, you'll see white flame retardant tarping going up around the exterior of the building, and we'll be putting pot heaters up on stands to get them closer to the deck, and we will preheat the metal deck as well as heat the slabs once they're placed for the period of time that is recommended by the American Concrete Institute. And that'll get the initial cure on the concrete where the risk of freezing is the highest over the first 48 or 72 hours. I can't remember what the duration is that we are going to hold to on that, but that's generally our main concern with placing the concrete in the cold weather.
Okay. Great. I hope you're not going to pour tomorrow.
No, we're
okay.
definitely not going to pour tomorrow.
Yeah, a little too cold tomorrow.
It's going to be tough to get a lot.
Anything else from anybody? For Matt? Ball fields, driveway? Okay, again, quiet crowd tonight. Just as an aside, Matt, you mentioned the topping off ceremony, and I know it was nicely attended. I thought it was a nice ceremony, but I received several comments from people at how surprised and frankly impressed they were that we're still we haven't run any of the supply chain issues. We're still on time. We're within budget, and things are moving ahead forward at a nice pace. So I think that's a compliment to all the work that everybody here has done. And since we're at this milestone, I think we can sit back for 30 seconds or so and just, take a moment and enjoy that milestone. So thank you, everybody, for all the hard work. And, I think given the circumstances that everybody's been under, with the supply chain issues, with inflation, with budgetary concerns, everything has gone about as well as it can possibly go up to this point. So thank you. And with that, we'll move on to Ryan, who has secured some savings for us as well. So thank you, Ryan.
You're welcome. Good evening, everybody. So quick update on the progress in December. We had just under 1,800 worker hours completed on site. As Matt and Neil described, that was primarily our structural steel erector, the mason, and then our MEP trades in finishing up the underground pipe installation, as well as working with the mason on locating penetrations in their walls. Moving through this next month, as Matt and Neil discussed, we're going to be looking on our slab. We're going to be looking to get our slab on deck placement. And shortly after that, we're going to be getting our lake gauge trusses in the 2-story. This is going to be real key to us, as that is going to be the substructure for our sloped roof. So getting a weather-tight roof on a building is a great thing to get to, and a priority of ours. So the end of this month, you should be seeing trusses go up on site and a new crane on site setting those trusses. At the same time, our drywaller is going to be starting the exterior facade, or the exterior framing and sheathing, so that will help with the single story getting permanently enclosed. So this next month is really, starting the push on getting the building enclosed, and working in coordination for trades that are going to be coming up this spring, as we hopefully start seeing warmer temperatures here in 6 or 8 weeks. So that'll be our spray foam insulation, the mason with the brick veneer, our AVB around windows and other penetrations, as well as getting our roofer on site and getting the building enclosed. So this is kind of a shift in the work, and we're getting the envelope in, and at the same time we'll have the MEP trades starting to roughen in the building as it becomes available for them. So another good month in December, and we hope the weather doesn't stay too cold for us, so we can have another productive January.
Okay, thanks, Ryan. Anybody? Quiet day today. All right. Thanks, Ryan. That brings us to item number 5, update on the landscape design of the lawn area. Who is taking that one?
I don't necessarily have an update, other than we have provided a sketch for that, and sent it over to Fontaine with a couple of tree species that we've confirmed are suitable for the area that we plan on planting them. And I don't have anything further to update the committee on with that.
Okay. Matt, I saw I think it was in one of the updates that the trees, had those going out for bid yet for the pricing?
Yes.
They have. Okay.
Yes.
So we should be getting an update on that fairly soon.
So in the information package that was prepared and sent out, there should have been a set of planned update, as well as a photograph of the 2 species that were identified, some email correspondence that went through, as well as the price from Fontaine. And I believe that number, Ryan, correct my memory, $5,800 for the change in trees.
Yes, 5,850.
And that's total cost?
Total cost included, installed the spring of 2023.
Nice. That seems like a really good number. I haven't put in a lot of full-grown trees in my lifetime, but I know stuff like that is expensive, so that sounds reasonable. All right, very good. Anybody have anything else?
I think
I have a
Donna had a
question.
question, Pat.
Donna,
Of course I do.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. So I just had a question about the trees. I think they're beautiful, but one of them is drought tolerant and one is not drought tolerant. And I didn't know if Keith had any concerns about the one that is not drought tolerant. Seems a little more fragile also.
No, I didn't have any concerns about it, Donna. I mean, we have a lot of trees that aren't drought tolerant anyways, but I'm okay with their selections. Taking the landscape architect's opinion is super helpful.
I just didn't know if it was going to have a negative impact on your workload. That's why I was asking.
Well,
but the
dead
trees
trees
are
are easy to
beautiful.
care for, Donna.
Say that?
I said dead trees are easy to care for. But
Oh, great. No, but they are very pretty trees, so
Yeah.
if you're okay with it,
Yeah, I'm confident in the LA's choices, so I think we'll be in good shape.
thank you.
Very good. Thanks, Donna. Thanks, Keith. Anybody else? Okay, no other business? I didn't see any hands go up on that.
Pat, I think that we were, part of that was to ask for the committee's authorization to add that scope to the landscape package at that cost.
Okay, I did not see that. All right, that's fine. Do we have a motion?
So
I guess
moved.
the motion would be to add $5,800 for the planting of the designated trees to the sacred acre. Does that sound
So
right, Chris?
moved.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to add $5,800 for the planting of the trees on the sacred acre. When I call your name, please, those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Kristen?
Aye.
Keith?
Aye.
Mo?
Aye.
Chief Anderson?
Aye.
Joe?
Aye.
Donna?
Aye.
Justine?
Aye.
And myself, aye. So that is recorded 8-0 in the affirmative. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Now we can move on to other business. Thanks, Neil, for that help. Anybody have anything?
Nope.
No. All right, very good. It looks like we're just on our regular meeting schedule, February 14th, March 21, April 21. Neil, Ryan, or Matt, do you see any reason that has to change?
No, I think I'm good, Pat.
Okay. I just want to make sure, if there are going to be bills or anything out that coming out, we're all good with that. Okay, excellent. Well, since nobody wants to talk tonight, I think we can wrap it up.
The Pats.
Do we have a motion to adjourn then?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Kristen?
Aye.
Aye.
Keith?
Aye.
Mo?
Aye.
Chief?
Aye.
Joe?
Aye.
Donna?
Aye.
Justine?
Aye.
Myself? Aye. Thank you, everybody. See you next month.
Stay warm.
Yeah.
All right, you
Thank
too.
you. Be safe.
Thank you.